Hello and welcome to Avasam Insights. My name is Mark, and in this video I want to discuss troubleshooting any problems you may encounter when creating new products in Avasam based on your Linnworks inventory. Please note that this video is only about creation of simple products, not any variation ones. So if you need to create variants, please look at the specific documentation and videos for that process. Now, referring back to the first video, the one that precedes this, you will have created your products by adding the appropriate extended properties to them in Linnworks. You will have set up the mappings for the extended properties for the essential fields or mandatory fields, and you will have done the synchronization. As you know, the products don't go directly into the inventory, they go into our staging platform where they are checked for mandatory fields, basic data quality, and our catalog team can look at more complex issues if there's a worry. Only once they agree that the products are good to go are they passed into the inventory. The products that don't go into the inventory are therefore held over for you to be able to review and update so that they are suitable moving forward. So if we go to my products and we go to fix stranded products, the concept is they're stranded because they're neither in one place or the other. So at the top we have several headings for filtering. We also have options for specifically searching or filtering here as well. So all these products here are affected in some way, shape or form. So if we look at the filters here, I only have one filter at the moment, which is SKUs on hold. So that's 15 SKUs which have been tagged with an error or more than one error that needs to be addressed. We also have SKUs rejected, which is toggled off at the moment. These are SKUs which had an error and were put on hold, but were not resolved within 30 days. Therefore, at this point in time, they won't show up unless you come and work with the team to get them resolved. We also have SKUs blocked. SKUs are only blocked if they contain prohibited words such as brand names, for example, or if they themselves are items which are on our prohibited items list, which is part of our terms and conditions. Under Avasam review, you do not need to worry about these. These are currently in the process of being reviewed by the staging system and the catalog team. If they are fully correct and good to go, they will get passed into the inventory. If they are not, they will be allocated appropriate errors and they will move to on hold. Lastly, you can ignore delete in progress. We will be talking about that a little bit later on. So if we look down here at the filtering options, as you can see, if you have a specific barcode or so on, you can grab for there. Currently we are only filtering for the SKUs on hold. You can set parameters based on the price, the stock level. You can filter for multiple stages as well, and you can restrict what you can see to specific categories depending on what's been submitted. So apply will apply the changes you've made, if any. If you change your mind and you want to get rid of a filter, you can just click on it here as well and click that X and it will go away. Now for this product here, I'm going to open up. As you can see, as before, all mandatory fields have a red asterisk next to them. As you can see though, the fields that have an issue now have the error against them and are highlighted in red, so there's no brand been specified for this one, for example. We have an expected range of the relationship between an RRP and a cost price. Mostly we'll encounter where it's a bit too close, but sometimes it's a bit too wide. In this case, it may be someone put in too many zeros. The weight, again, we're expecting weights within a certain range. If it is exceeding for a reason, then talk to the catalog team. If not, it needs to be updated. One thing I would point out though is that if it's incorrect in here, it is good to make sure that you correct it within Avasam, within Linnworks as well, because later on down the line that may be a problem for you that you didn't realise was there. But once the information is in here, it stays in here for the time being. It will not, if you correct it here, it will not go back into Linnworks. Moving down the line, when you're doing synchronizations and so on, the only thing that you really need to worry about synchronizing from Linnworks across to us is price changes. and we have some more information about those in detail under a different article. But you would be adjusting the extended property for the Avasam price, or the Avasam, the dropshipping price, and that would then be picked up and synchronized across into here for evaluation. When you have made the calculation, the updates to all of the fields that are errored, the system will allow you to save those and update it. If everything has been saved satisfactorily, that product will then go back into staging. If it passes it, goes into the inventory. Otherwise, it may return back to being on hold with either one of the errors still unpassed or with a new error. As before, that will then start a new 30 days on hold before it is rejected. Any items that are fine will automatically have been passed through to the inventory or will still be under review. Only those which have an issue will remain in here for you to review and make adjustments to. If it comes to it that you can't see in either, then what we can do is jump across to my products. Before you look at individual products, however, and fixing them in here, which we'll cover shortly, it's good to look at how we can fix them directly within Linnworks in order to make sure that everything is correct and set correctly from that end. So we're going to go to settings, then we're going to go to import history. Now under import history you'll be able to see the type of import, so in this case the supplier import, and how it was brought in. So this is an API import, so the file name is API as well. It wasn't a specific CSV file or anything like that. So it tells you the total number of entries that were grabbed from Linnworks. So this is the total number of products that are flagged as Avasam products. If we move across the columns, then what we can see is in each file how many were created and made new from it, and if any were updated or had price updates applied as well. So as you can see here, for a given file size, some of these did not get affected, but some of them did. So I'm going to jump here to this one here, which has some new products. I'm going to hit download, and that will bring down the file as a report, which will include details of what the problems are. So what you can see in here is, for each column, there's an error column that accompanies it. So if there's a problem with the value in a given column, it will tell you what the problem is. So for example here, for colour, on this product there's no colour, and it says that the colour attribute is mandatory for products in this category. So what you can do is you can use this as a key in order to either manually edit the items in Linnworks to update them and add the extended properties, or to build an extended property update file and import that into Linnworks itself, so that you can update an awful lot of products in bulk. So for example, if all the errors are because they need the items need to have a color attribute, you can make note of all the SKUs affected, copy and paste them into a file as with the heading of SKU in that column, create a column called color, include their colors, and then import them all in bulk. Once you have updated the products in Linnworks, you can then go back to settings and inventory settings and Linnworks settings, and you can do the sync inventory and prices. That will then feed them back into the staging area. Any products that are currently under the stranded products view here, showing as being on hold or under review, will then be updated with those new values and re-evaluated. If they then are okay to continue, they will be passed forward and made live. If they're not, then the errors will be updated for your availability, and you can review them either here or you can review them within the import file or the import file report that I've just shown you how to extract. You can, of course, make the changes directly within Linnworks, within Avasam rather, instead of going into Linnworks. That is your choice, and we will cover that in a moment. So, the other thing I wanted to cover in this video is deletion of products. So as you can imagine, if there's a product in here you no longer wish to sell, then we can't just delete it straight away because other sellers have it listed. So what we will do is that you'll select the product, you'll go to action and delete. The system will ask you to confirm. Once you've indicated you want to delete that product, we will zero the stock level for it, which will mean that as the synchronizations run for people's listings, they will be sent to 0 to mark that product as out of stock and stop selling it. Once we have done that, we will then start to disconnect and unmap those listings from those products so that orders can't come through and be automatically fulfilled. And once they've been disconnected, only then will we mark it as deleted. While we're in the process of sending those zeros, unmapping products, etc., the item will show as deleted, or in the process of being deleted, in the stranded products listing. Only once we have disconnected everything that we can will we then remove it entirely from the system. This can take up to 3 days, so please be aware and keep an eye on things when things are going through. If you have any queries, as always, please reach out to support. Now, if you have any further questions about this, don't worry, then you're welcome to ask us at any point in time. Whereas a Linnworks user, I should mention, when the product is deleted, we will also remove the extended properties from the product in Linnworks. So we'll remove Avasam, Avasam VAT, dropshipping price, dropshipping RRP, and dropshipping category code, so that the system doesn't try to resynchronize the product after deletion. So don't hesitate to let us know if you have any questions beyond what's been covered in this. You can, of course, reach out to us via support tickets. You can talk to your supplier account manager. You can talk to the guys on live chat, or you can email us on support@avasam.com.